What's happening, boxing fans? It is Dr. Bring It. What's going on, people? Happy Tuesday. I actually tried to put a video out yesterday, got sidetracked, so I'm doing it all over again. I like to stay current. Don't want to post a video that I recorded yesterday, but anyway, hope you guys are having your coffee for the morning. It is Tuesday, several weeks after the pandemic has hit the New Jersey, New York area. We are still in lockdown at the moment, and but interestingly, there's still a lot of people out there congregating. They're still out having parties. Now, mind you, this is not everybody, but even just a small amount of people out there who are still, having parties or congregating, that's still enough to do a lot of damage, because what happens is that these people, they risk getting infected, and even if they're not showing signs of any symptoms, they're going out and infecting everyone else. So it's really a reckless, decision that they're making. Not good judgment at all. They don't realize that they're probably killing somebody's grandparents or parents out there, and it's just not good. So please, if you can, stay home. There's a lot of, if a lot of these people who are out there congregating and having parties and complaining that they're bored, if they actually saw what was going on in the hospitals, in the ERs, and in the ICUs, maybe they would think twice. But it seems like a lot of people don't want to see that kind of stuff and live in their little bubble, and they really don't know the extent of the damage that they're causing. So anyway, stay home, do your part. If you're not out there in the front line, stay home and just stay out of trouble and just deal with the boredom. That's all I can say. So anyway, there's a fight coming up. I know I talked about Bud Crawford, Terence Bud Crawford, in my last video, but he is supposedly going to be fighting Kell Brook. What do you guys think about Kell Brook? You guys think he's a really good boxer? Well, let me just tell you something about Kell Brook. He's fought Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, and he's also fought Shawn Porter. He's also fought Spence, Errol Spence Jr. 3 world-class fighters he's fought, 2 of which he lost to. Now, the fight against Shawn Porter, he got the decision. What does that really say? Can he really hang with the best of the best out there? Well, given that he lost 2 out of those 3, and the fight against Shawn Porter was, some people have said that they thought that Shawn Porter was the one who should have won that fight, because he was the one that was driving the pace of the fight. Of course, classic Shawn Porter, right? The question is now is, how is he going to do against Bud Crawford? Do you think he'll actually beat Bud Crawford? Because he might be too strong, he's got too much power, he could fight as a middleweight? Or do you think Bud Crawford can actually win? Now, I've talked to a couple of my friends about this, and obviously, like in our boxing forum, people, I don't know whether or not they're Bud Crawford haters or not. I mean, I personally like Bud Crawford. I'm not a die-hard fan, and I'm not sentimentally attached to Bud Crawford. However, I recognize that he has a lot of skill. He is very talented on many fronts, and I'll talk about him in a little bit. But to get back to Kell Brook is definitely a very good fighter. Obviously, he can go out there and be in the ring. And the fact that he actually landed fights against Spence and Porter and Triple G just shows that he's like a serious world-class contender. Okay, let's talk about his skill, his speed. Does he have speed? Yes, he's a quick fighter, orthodox fighter, and he likes to get in there. He's not afraid of his fighters. And now the first, I would say the first half of the fight, like rounds 1 through 5, I would say, he can move his feet. He's mobile. He likes to move forward, move backwards. You know, I like his mobility. But one thing that I've seen is that he stops moving his feet towards the championship rounds. Now, why is that? Well, for one, he's a very experienced boxer, and he knows how to pace himself. He's a fast starter, which means that he likes to expend more energy in the beginning. Then he realizes, like, oh, okay, maybe I got to slow down a little bit and pace. Then that's when he stops moving around his feet. He's not as mobile towards the end rounds. Now, that's going to actually hurt him against Bud Crawford. Why is that? Well, for one, Bud Crawford, he can, so to speak, get on a bike and pedal around the ring for 12 rounds. He can do that. Now, I know that a lot of people criticize Bud Crawford for doing that, but that's really his style. He likes to stay on the outside. He likes to outbox his opponents. Now, if you're a Mayweather fan, then I don't think you would have anything wrong with that. You wouldn't find anything wrong with Bud Crawford doing the same thing, pedaling around the ring and staying on the outside. I mean, that's his strength. Why would he bang on the inside if he could comfortably beat you on the outside? Why? Okay, power for Kell Brook. Does Kell Brook have power? Yes, he does. And as a matter of fact, if he has any chance to beat Bud Crawford, he's going to try to knock out Bud Crawford early within the first 4 or 5 rounds. That's his best chance, because I honestly don't think he has the creativity, the speed, and the stamina to be able to last all 12 rounds effectively. Can he last 12 rounds? Yeah, he could last 12 rounds. However, is he going to be effective in rounds like 6 through 12? I don't think so. Not against Bud Crawford. All right, so what else do we want to talk about with him? We went over speed. We went over power. His defense. Okay. Defense-wise, what do you guys think? I think he has okay defense. The fact that he wasn't able to last, and he was, you know, he got TKO'd pretty much for Triple G and for Spence because of his eyes. I think he might not be able to last. He won't be able to last with Bud Crawford. I think Bud Crawford, what he's going to be able to do is he's going to be able to touch him from the very beginning, and he's going to endure a lot of strong jabs. Now, Bud Crawford likes to start with southpaw stance, which means that his right hand, which is a strong hand, is going to be in the front. That he's going to be tagging him with strong right jabs. Okay? That's a strong hand. And here's another thing too. A lot of people criticize Bud Crawford for being a slow starter. Why is he a slow starter? Well, for one, he likes to be very methodical and strategic in how he develops his game plan. When he gets out there, he puts his southpaw stance out there, and he likes to go around the ring, get a feel for the distance, touch, touch his opponent a little bit, see what they do. You know, let me do it here. How do they elude? How do they move their head? Let me go to the body. Let me jab to the body and see how they react after that. And after 2 rounds, he's going to start getting the feel of their tempo. Now, why is that important? Well, if you guys don't remember the time when Manny Pacquiao was knocked out by Marquez, towards the end of that round, Marquez knows that he's going to come in, he's going to say jab, jab, left, right? So what did he do? He said back, back, right? I mean, let's do orthodox. He said back, back, boom. And he hit him with a right. Pretty much walked right into it. That was the whole getting the timing down. Now, this is what Bud Crawford likes to do, and he's proven it. He did it to Amir Khan. He did it to Kavaliauskas. He is a counterpuncher. So what do counterpunchers do? They want to get the timing down. How do the opponents come in? When they come in, are their hands down? Do they lead with their head? I mean, these are the little nuances that Bud Crawford's looking for, right? How does he turn? So when Kell Brook comes in and he does his jab, what's open? Does he jab and then move? Does he jab and move this way? Like, how does he move? These are the little things that Bud Crawford is trying to calculate. So yes, he starts a bit slow because he's doing a lot of calculations. But come round, 3 and 4, that's when he's going to start turning it on, getting a little bit more aggressive. Now, some people have expressed that Bud Crawford gets very sloppy and he takes a lot of, uncalculated risks and unnecessary risk. What do I have to say about that? This is boxing. That's one thing that you gotta love about Bud Crawford, because he puts it out there. Just like how he really surprised me against Kavaliauskas. I didn't think he was gonna have the power to be able to knock him out. But I was wrong. I thought he was just gonna outbox Kavaliauskas for 12 rounds. But he actually ended up knocking him out. So, he has the knockout power. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but he kind of looked a little bit more beefy than he usually comes out. Maybe because he knew that Kavaliauskas was a big dude, strong dude. But I would think against Kell Brook, he's probably going to be doing the same thing. He's going to want to come in strong and fast. Now, Kell Brook, on the other hand, if he has to lose weight to get down to fight Bud Crawford, that again is going to take away from his power. And when you lose a lot of weight, depending on how much weight he's going to lose, when you lose a lot of weight, you also lose your chin as well. So you'll be more susceptible to getting knocked out, which is why I think Bud Crawford is going to run a clinic, to be honest with you. I think he's going to stay on the outside. Kell Brook, I think, will be more than happy to stay on the outside because he's not really an inside fighter. But because he's going to be okay staying outside, that means he has to utilize a really good jab. Now, does Kell Brook have a world-class jab? I don't think so. I don't think he really does have a world-class jab. He likes to come in strong. He likes to, I don't know if you've noticed, but he's got a really wicked lead uppercut. Now, if that actually connects against Bud, early especially, Bud might be in trouble. And again, Kell Brook has the power to knock out opponents. He does. He's proven that the last 3 fights against bigger dudes. But the problem is that he's coming off of these wins of those 3 fighters. Those guys, they didn't move their feet. And that kind of concerns me for Kell Brook, because he has fought 3 fighters who were relatively static. They don't have the dynamic movement as Crawford does. So when he goes into the ring against Crawford, I think what he's going to find out is that he's going to be chasing Crawford a lot and losing on the outside. And what he's going to have to do is try to cut off the ring and try to pin Crawford to the ropes or corner him a little bit and then try to light him up there. But Crawford, I think, is just kind of too slick and too creative. He's got really good head movement and really good footwork. I don't think he's going to be able to be cornered. Plus, here's another thing. As the fight goes on, Kell Brook, like I said, is going to be less mobile, his feet. He's going to be more flat-footed towards the end. So what he's going to do, he's going to cover up a little bit more. And then once he covers up, Crawford can throw. I've seen 7 punch combinations from Bud Crawford. So honestly, I don't think Kell Brook is going to be able to hide against Bud. So that's my take. I think it's going to be another chess match with Bud Crawford and Kell Brook. I think the fight is going to be fought on the outside. I don't think Kell Brook is going to stand, well, he's going to try to stand in front of him and try to smother him because he's going to be losing on the outside, but it'll take him like maybe 3 or 4 rounds to realize that. But in 3 or 4 rounds, if he's not careful, now again, it depends on the stamina and how he trains, but I think he's going to slow down and he's going to be a sitting duck. That's it. That's my take. What do you guys think about this? Do you think I'm like crazy for thinking about this? Are there any die-hard Kell Brook fans out there? Or what do you Bud Crawford haters say about this and think about this? Now, again, mind you, the winner of this, of course, it's always out there. Kell Brook definitely wants another rematch against Spence. He wouldn't mind that. And then if Bud Crawford beats Kell Brook in a dominant fashion, then he's going to look even better, because obviously Kell Brook and Spence, they went toe to toe. They had a dogfight, I would say. They had a dogfight. And Spence came out on top just because of his sheer grit. Now, I know that I said that Bud Crawford would beat Spence. I still stick to that. But Spence has proven that he definitely has the grit to beat his opponents. He's shown it. He's proven. Now, I know that a lot of people say that Bud Crawford hasn't been proven yet, but I can't help but notice his talent, his skill, his boxing IQ, his strategy, his dynamic footwork, his hand speed. He has power. He's been knocking people out. He's got counter-punching capabilities. I mean, he's got all the tools to be an awesome fighter. He is an awesome fighter. He really is. But let me know what you guys think. Chime in. If you haven't done already, please subscribe if you want to subscribe. Like and share this with other boxing enthusiasts. And by the way, I am going to be moving my channel to Dr. Bring It Boxing. It's going to be a new channel. Why? I don't know. Maybe I'll use this channel just to mess around and do like vlogs and stuff like that. But we're going to definitely just create a boxing channel just dedicated to boxing. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Stay safe. Stay home if you don't have to be home. Be smart and be healthy. Talk to you soon.